right now, so please forgive me.
Road episode.
That's a road episode. Road trip. Let's go.
Woo!
Welcome back to Off Hours. Today's episode is going to be a random assortment of
Collage. All these episodes collages.
We are on our way to a place, meeting a friend. For graduation. It is graduation season.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Shout out to Jorge.
Yay. Happy birthday,
Cal
Jorge.
Polytechnic, San Luis Obispo. I love you. We fucking hate you. The other location in SoCal.
That was my top school.
Was it?
In high school.
Pomona? Cal Poly Pomona?
Cal Poly Pomona was my top school.
Wow.
I didn't get in. Obviously.
Yeah, and so that's extra fuck you to Cal Poly Pomona.
Yeah.
Big ups, San Luis Obispo.
San Luis Obispo. Woo. Okay. Speaking on the topic of school and success, what were you told as a kid? Were you told the same things of like you are special?
So my
You're gifted?
relationship to that construct was that I had one parent who was very adamant about how I was beautiful and smart and that I was incredibly talented and gifted and everything. And then I had another parent who dimmed my light as low as it could possibly go. And so it always felt like one was overcompensating for the harsh words and behaviors that the other one was doing.
Yeah.
But it isn't just rooted in my parents because I was never made to feel special. I do want to articulate that we're going to have a different, very, very different experience with being special.
Yeah.
Solely on the fact that you are a boy. And I doubt that you had to face some of the challenges that I, at least in the female form, have had to. Because any specialty I've ever had really did go out of the window because of my autism or my physical appearance or XYZ. So often what would be a thing was I would go to school and I would be bullied for whether like I was a chubby kid or I was really weird or I did like weird mannerisms because I was autistic. And then in second grade, I got diagnosed with autism. And because I got diagnosed, everybody knew at my school. Everybody knew.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd get pulled out of class. Because I would have to...
Yeah, it's the special kid.
I'd have to go to the special room with Mrs. Dyer, and everybody knew that Mrs. Dyer wasn't like a regular teacher. She was a special ed teacher. And I would get accommodations during my test and stuff. So like, Maxine gets to use a calculator during this test, and why can't I? Maxine gets to listen to music during this test, and why can't I? So I would get accommodations. And so it was always very, very well known that I had autism or I was different. And so that led to a slew of, name calling and isolating. And so I would be told by my loving parent that I was extraordinary and I could do all of these things and that I was so, so smart. And I am so, so smart. I was always an AP student. I was always a 4.0 student. I was my valedictorian for my graduating year. Not that it mattered. Class of 2021 really didn't matter. I had COVID. I didn't have a graduation. What the fuck is valedictorian there if I can't give a speech or do anything? Hey, I got the ribbon.
Yeah, that is very important.
But so like I knew that I was gifted, but then I would be treated as if I was this gross, weird anomaly that shouldn't be allowed to exist amongst other people, which is very, very, very disheartening. And it's also just how I learned to become, I guess,
more independent
or less reliant on people.
Yeah.
Because amongst other women, I tended to be ostracized for I wasn't extremely feminine. I think this also worsened how I feel about my own PCOS because I wasn't hyper feminine. I didn't grow up with any women in my life other than my mother. I didn't have any close female friends or friendships. I didn't have those bonding tools to bond with girls my age, and also because of the weird mannerisms I would have, whatever. And if I'm not pretty, I have no value. And then for men, the same thing kind of went, but I was able to get along better with men. I think on the sole basis of, one, I only had older brothers, so naturally the interest I had aligned more with them. We played video games. I knew a little bit about sports, maybe not a whole lot, but I knew enough to be able to like talk about it. I was really into anime and things that were generally more boy, less girl. And I think with men, they communicate a lot different than women, which for me at least was very autism friendly, because men tend to be a little bit more blunt. I found in my female friendships, I could say something and it was secretly the wrong thing. It was secretly the wrong thing to say, or it would be used against me at a later date, or they would be nice to me in face, but then they actually secretly really hated me or had resentment and jealousy. And I can't discern that. It's especially really hurtful when then I do find out these things. It breaks my heart, especially as a little girl. That stuff was very, very hard because I didn't understand. At least I knew if a guy didn't even want to be my friend. At least I knew that. Get away from me. Okay.
And so,
because I went through all of these like hardships socially, academically, in my own family, because I went through all of these things, I never felt special. I still don't feel special. I think I could win a Pulitzer Prize. I could write a novel that is sold in Barnes and Nobles across the globe. I could make all the dreams I've ever wanted, and I still think I would not feel special. I have nothing in my mind that really allows me to feel special, because there was always a snide remark or comment underneath my successes every time.
Yeah. So on the contrast for all of that, I experienced quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Really. I was always told I was handsome. I was always told that I was special as a child. I was always praised and given accolades for what felt to me to be trivial. Like, start as a baby. They clap when you walk. They put your name on the board when you read the book in class. Like I read the passage perfectly, and like it was just all I did was fucking read. But like I was provided these small micro accolades, and they grew and grew until I got to college. Because in college, they don't give a fuck.
Right.
They don't care. It doesn't matter.
Right.
None of it mattered. But in high school, I slowly started to realize, I think mentally, subconsciously, I grew into this thing of like, well, I'm gifted, but I also was undiagnosed. I experienced everything that I experienced without aid. And so it felt like when something was difficult and challenging for me, I wasn't provided the accommodations that I actually really needed.
Mm-hmm.
I really needed tutoring. I really needed someone grounding me. I needed somebody in my adolescence to help me stabilize. Because now as an adult, I've realized, well, now I'm just kind of flying everywhere and I can't just do that. I don't feel like I am contributing to society in a healthy way. I've kind of grown to be that you had to learn independence because of the way you were ostracized. But I took independence as more of a challenge. I don't want to ask anybody. I can't trust somebody to do this work. You know, whether it's like a group project, right? I can't handle delegating tasks to others. I have to either do it all myself or I'm not going to do it at all.
Right.
Which goes again with the whole dimming of the light from each parent. One parent illuminates the whole room and the other one completely shrouds everything in darkness.
Right.
And so being ADHD and being given this all or nothing mentality, that's truly what it is. Like I truly just have I can't just drink a little bit. I see no point to me, in my personal opinion, in my my whole being. I don't see a point in just a drink.
See, and that's so funny because I know exactly when to stop.
Yeah. So
I know exactly. I see no point in getting to that drunk point, especially if that's not even your objective. You don't want to be drunk.
Yeah.
Is puzzling me.
So that's why I quit. So it's all or nothing.
No, and so it's funny that you mentioned like your experience, because I know your experience because I was always the younger sibling and not in any like malice way, but I was always in the shadow of my older brother's mediocrity. It didn't matter what it was because you were the more beautiful sibling. I would have to hear about how beautiful my brother was from everybody, from teachers. I would go to school, they would know my name, Miss Khaled would know my name, whatever that one bald white guy's name was, he knew my name. I never even had him as a teacher. And he would go, oh, I love that Crossbow. He was so funny and so handsome and so charming and so great student. And I would hear that all the time. And I couldn't live up to the expectations of those teachers.
I was a terrible student.
And I was a phenomenal student. I had straight A's. I would give great bodies of work and essays and debates, and I was active, but I still wasn't my brother. It was still at the end of every class period, well, tell your brother I said hi, tell him to come visit me. It was never about my accolades because I was always in the shadows of whatever it was my older brothers were doing. And then when you were in high school and I was in middle school, there was this extreme push for some reason that you were in sports and my brother was in sports, so I needed to be in sports. And I'm not sportsy. I'm just not a sportsy girl, at least not competitively. And also PCOS really affected me, and nobody cared to really, other than mom, nobody really cared to think that I was disabled. Everybody just had their assumptions on me and what I looked like, and that because I was unathletic, that was the reason I was fat. It had nothing to do with I had a dysfunctional metabolism that wasn't allowing me to digest food. It couldn't have been anything other than, well, you're fat because you don't want to play basketball. Oh, well, you're like that because you don't even want to run.
Right.
Running triggers such an inflammation in my body that it is so unbearable, and it causes extreme pain for me. It causes an extreme pain, and it felt like nobody would ever hear me. So I would try to beat the mile in less than 8 minutes. I would try to do all these things. I would even try basketball. I would go for tryouts, and then I would come out crying because it's like, I'm just not my brothers. I'm just not a track star. I'm just not a soccer star.
Well, that's the weird part, though. It's like I threw myself at literally everything because all I was told, mentally, was that I had potential. Is that I have the means to be great. Great in what? I have no idea. So while yes, I was in track, I pushed my fucking ass. But it didn't. No matter seems like how hard, dedicated I tried, I didn't see results. I know, like showing up to practice, doing the crunches, doing the laps, trying to beat my times. I couldn't conceptual, like to me, right? I guess for ADHD, if I don't tangibly see something, it's not present, so it doesn't matter. And so I tried so hard but then it seemed like there was always in life, there's just going to be someone better than me at it, no matter how hard I try, it seemed like.
Right.
So I constantly felt like a failure in that regard. Like I felt like I was constantly faced with just this huge mountain of errors and mistakes, and all I wanted was to just be great. I just wanted to be great at something, anything, be the person that everybody saw me as. Everybody saw me as and still to this day, people still see me as this great guy, this smart guy, this talented man. And I don't feel like any of those things. But so for you, you're very talented. You're very smart. And you have surpassed your potential because everybody had this preconceived notion about you that you didn't have any at all. And it's like, that's so crazy.
So to me, it's funny because I can hear those things from everybody I love, and it'll always feel false to me. I'll always hear the jabbing of like, no, I'm not. I forever, probably permanently to my last breath, I will forever feel like a very mediocre individual, like just an average human. Feeling special or potential or anything of that nature, it feels incredibly, I don't know.
My point is, the whole purpose of this conversation is that that's actually good. you shouldn't feel special. Really.
I'm just an average person in my own mind, and everybody to me is average, and that there are some things that everybody is a little bit better than others at. And that's just my genuine perspective. There's things that I think you are really good at. There's things I think you're really bad at. There's not a single person I can think of that is generally
a savant.
Like perfect at every single thing. A perfect individual that doesn't exist. It's not tangible, and it's not
if it
real.
does, that person's probably in agony. Really, that person doesn't really know.
Where's the challenge? Where's the color? Where's the...
Exactly. That person is with that Stanley Parable quote. You not only cheated the game, you cheated yourself, and you feel no reward. I forget the rest of it, but basically, by having the means to be able to just pick up a piano or fine tune like a perfect pitch, or to be able to paint just like that, what is that? There's no challenge. We live off of pain and hurt and development. That's what everybody cares about. I think that's the transition over to like the AI side. That's one of probably the many reasons why people hate it, is that it just does it. It just does whatever you ask for it the first time ish.
There's no life or growth or love or anything.
There's like paint this picture, okay? Well, that's exactly what I wanted, but I guess instead of watching a child draw with crayons a fucked up tree, all the way from them like learning how to use oil, learning how to mix paint, to then sculpting, and then creating a fucking huge masterpiece of a tree, like a big fucking stone sculpture of a tree, detailed.
No, and that's why
everything. That's amazing.
That's why artists that I love, that's their specialty. I don't really care if The Weeknd is a savant at the piano, or if he can do math or algebra.
Yeah.
That's not my objective from him. I care that he can sing really well, and that he can write a lyric or even just sing them the way that I want them to be sung.
Yeah.
That's all that I care that he does. I want Pete Wentz to just write on that paper, and I want Patrick to sing it. I don't need, I like when artists are good at the thing that they create, and they continue to put passion and love and drive into whatever that thing may be. I don't need you to win a Nobel Prize. I don't need you to...
Because then it just becomes like accolades, and it's like self-serving for the soul.
Right.
And that's something I think that I've also considered throughout my whole academic career, is that I know that the accolades are just for myself.
Yeah.
Realistically, I know that these pieces of paper don't really mean anything, and it's the knowledge that I have, it's the skill that I can do. Because if I can demonstrate that I can perform, well, why would I need a
paper? Right.
Unless you're a doctor, right? That to me, that if you're going to school, you should be going to school
for medical.
Not just a medical, but to be a doctor in whatever it is that you're deciding to do. Because to me, that's the end. That's the goal. That's end game.
Yeah.
For a bachelor's degree, that's just the campaign. That's
people
just like
people were doing it for a very long amount of time without the concept of a degree or college. People were just artists. People were just pianists. People were just anthropologists.
Right. They spent all of their time doing that thing, and they became great at it. And while there is probably millions of cases of people who never achieved their dream, at least they spent their time to hone in on their craft. Like, will Jeremy ever hit fucking diamond?
But that'll be a brilliant day if he does.
For the viewer who is listening to this, Jeremy has been playing Rainbow Six Siege, which is a video game, for 13 years. He is still fucking potato bronze. I'm trying to go into my 30s with this knowledge that I have flaws, and I'm probably going to have these flaws for the rest of my life, really.
Yeah.
If I think about it, because while you can say people change,
How much?
how much can I change? Can I, like, it's like people with the alcohol addiction. I have to quit because I know what it leads to. I know that it's there. It's in my blood. It's dormant. I have to actively fight myself in order to avoid this pain. And so I think it's just a plethora of things in my life, with like relationships, with commitment, with dedication, with passion, with laziness and procrastination, and all of these things that I've accumulated throughout my 20s that I either chose or failed to correct, or somebody put me on the path. Because while it is my choice, it is my journey, it is, people direct me.
Yeah.
Honestly, people, every time you tell me to do something, or you talk to me about like a certain perspective, that gives me perspective, and that allows me to go on to my journey. Same thing with other people.
I was going to say, do you think that you have difficulties with the concept of like relationships or jobs and things of that nature because you are always praised for being so special? You feel like rules may not always apply to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, is that video I watched on YouTube, I'll link in the description down below, it opened my eyes up to my life. Because yeah, I always just figured, well, I'm just gonna figure it out. It always just works out for me. And I don't know if that's because I'm quote unquote beautiful or handsome, or if I'm charismatic, or what it is. Because a lot of times I genuinely just feel inadequate. I feel like I'm not that educated, that I don't possess tangible skills that are meaningful to society, and that I can't really engage. Because when I was young and I faced failure, the failure was like exactly what that email I sent to you to school. You have been placed on blah, blah, blah. But we have reinstated you. Why?
I'm not, punish me, please.
Literally, why?
You want to be punished. You want to face repercussions for your bad behavior.
Exactly. I learned nothing, to quote Ricky. I literally have learned nothing because I have always been given the free pass. I have always been given and that set me up for failure throughout my teens and my early 20s. I was always just given the pass, or I found the pass. I found the back door. I always knew what to say. I researched. I spent my time, instead of learning school or learning the class material, I would spend the time to circumvent school. How can I get grants and scholarships for free? How can I pass this class? Oh, I got placed on this. How do I get out of that? Oh, you just write a letter to this department.
You do everything you can to slip the cracks.
I literally did everything I could to slip cracks.
And never seal them.
Exactly. And so that just set me up for this life that I have now, where I don't have tangible things like a regular job. I make good money. Can you tell me anybody else who, in my age, I guess, in my life, that's making $1,000 for 3 days for 6 hours of work?
Right. But it's still painful for you for some reason.
But it's still painful, and it's not.
And you just want to quit. Like the second you come home, you are like, I hate this job. I hate it. But so a lot of people
would kill for me. A lot of people would shoot me in the face for that, for feeling like, you think you're better than that?
Right.
You think you're better? Because I genuinely, yeah, I do think I'm $10,000 a month potential. But it's, again, potential.
I would be happy with the 35. I would, if I got a raise just a little extra more so I could be like comfortable. I don't think I am more than $3,500 a month. I personally, if I ever made like $5,000 a month, that would be, yeah. I couldn't comprehend that.
Well, because I've seen it, right? It's been in the field that I'm in. It's all day. People making $10,000 in a day. People making $50,000 in a month. Dad making fucking literally $200,000, our own father. And so, and that's my prime example, right? And so, while it feels arrogant and greedy to like say things like, "Oh yeah, I'm worth this," I don't know. I know that it's there. I know that it's possible. I know if I work hard enough and I teach myself, and that's another thing, is teaching myself. No, the hardest part about growing up, baby sister, is that nobody is going to save you.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to save you. And while there will be people that help you out and they will like give you like a breadcrumb here and there, that's the harsh reality of life.
Well, so something I wanted to give, I guess, perspective on in relation to this conversation is there's always this weird push of sibling relationships, and I always hear about oldest daughter this, oldest daughter that, oldest sibling this, older sibling that. The oldest sibling is the one that has to be the most independent, the most this and that. And I really do kind of call bullshit on that statement, because almost every time that I've met an oldest sibling, there is a youngest sibling who is either neglected, or they're living in that shadow, or they are the one that has to be completely independent. Well, my oldest brother probably strives for independence and does do a lot of heavy lifting as an older sibling. I can't fuck up because he set the example of what a fuck up can be. So, no, you can't do that because I don't want you to be like your brother. No, don't live your life because I don't want you to end up like your brother. So I have this example of what not to be like, right? But then I also have to always make myself smaller for my older siblings, whatever it is that they do. If one is perfectly fine and doesn't do anything wrong at all, or the other one is getting DUIs, oh, well, I can't play with you, daughter, right now. Your brother is in the county jail because he just crashed a car. We have to go to that. Oh, I can't attend to you right now, daughter. Our oldest son is fucking doing something and I can't attend to you. So I make the joke to my boyfriend a lot, but it's really not a joke. I always go, I was a really lonely child. But that's not, I was a very lonely little girl. I was always alone. Maybe not like literally that there was always at least someone in the house, but there always being someone in the house didn't mean that I was being played with. Didn't mean that there was somebody to be around me. And especially because I had such age gaps to my older siblings. And again, I understand.
I think I noticed that actually when I was younger. I think I noticed that you would always be in the backyard just walking around. And like I was always curious on like, I at least got the small privilege of going to a friend's house. Never did I want my friends to come to my house.
But you got to sleep over at Joe and Vi's house. I couldn't do sleepovers because I was a girl and I could be assaulted. Which not that that's not a genuine thing that can happen. That can happen. But it was still well into my adult years of like, I'm scared of you sleeping over wherever because I'm scared. And so I was scared of everything. Oh, well, you can't go to this. Oh, well, you can't go to this event. Oh, well, you can't do this. Oh, okay. That's fine. And so I was always often alone. And because I had such older siblings, by the time I was 10, my oldest brother was in his 20s and he was already like off the rails. And you were a teenager. And while you did make the time to spend with me, I also understand as a teenager, you probably don't want a little kid around you all the time. And so
I genuinely actually never felt that way, actually.
I think there was like the between the 12 to 15 year period, like
maybe years I don't remember. Maybe your experience is different, but I
don't think you ever pushed me away in like a scrap kid, but you like rocks. But there was times where like you would clearly be on your game and I just really wanted my big brother, and it's like, okay, well, and I learned through behavior of both my parents and my siblings and everybody. I was just surrounded by so many people way older than me that I need to just learn to be alone. And so it's funny now as an adult, I can sit alone in my room for hours and mom and dad will come in. What's wrong? What do you mean? This is what I've been doing for the last 23 years of my life, is sitting alone in my room. That's what I've been. And I think the final part to that is because everybody else is so much older than me, because I don't have any family, because I don't have any cousins, because I really don't have anybody that, for the exception of you guys and my friends, when you all die, if I don't create something for myself, whether it be a relationship to my friends, a relationship to my boyfriend, a relationship to my work schedule and my career, if I don't create these relationships now, what happens when everybody who is way older than me, close to a decade above, die?
Right.
And I'm
Spend
all
your
alone.
elderly rest of your years.
And I'm all alone. And I have nothing and nobody else. And that was something that was always on my mind all the time, because I was at hospitals and ERs because my mom has been disabled my whole life. And so I had the realization incredibly very early that at any given moment, it's just all going to be taken away from me. What a cruel joke, God. It's just all at some point in the blink of an eye going to be all gone. And it forms how I view everything. It forms every single action I do, every single goal I have, everything. And that's kind of why I'm always teeter-tottering on the idea of children. Because I know what it's like to be the youngest.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to have the feeling of constant dread and constant shame and constant just isolation.
Right. And you hear stories about our parents and the shit they faced and the people before them. I feel the same way about the children aspect of how could I ever ask a woman. I thought about it while I was getting a haircut, actually. I was thinking about like relationships, and I don't know why, because it was that woman's hair. It was the
She
hair.
reminded you of her.
And I was thinking, like, how could I ever ask a woman to
Do such a
sacrifice
thing.
their body, their time, and then ask a brand new human all of these expectations of the world? And not to be like nihilistic or doom and gloom or like
Human,
like
whatever.
population growth or anything. You know, people who have children, that's great. It's fantastic. It's good. It's good for the economy. It's good for the planet. Keeps
Maybe not
us.
good for the planet, but definitely good for something.
It keeps us alive.
Babies
Keeps
and
us
children are
going.
good. I love children and babies. I'm not anti-baby.
I just personally, I have this restraint because it's like I really want a child, but I also don't want to like mold them, but I have to. I have to instill. That's just it. We just passed
The
it.
giant melon.
We just
The
passed it.
last
I
melon
literally just threw off my whole fucking.
point. You couldn't imagine bringing a child up.
I couldn't imagine having to set expectations for this kid, and then having to share that kid with another person who I've had this child with, and keep going. And then after all of that, we die, and then my child is.
Here you go.
You're on your own. No one is going to save you because your parents are dead, and it's all up to you now. You are 50, 60 years old. God forbid you're 20 years old and your parents are dead. People who have experienced that, all my girlfriends or ex-girlfriends
I've lost a parent.
who have lost a parent, they express to me such dread, such painful dread, and even guilt. And it's just devastating. And all I want to do is just hold them and just like, because it's hurtful. It's like, I couldn't imagine. That's just so awful.
And that's something like, not that I have resentment, but I think about often of like, if mom was to die in the next 10 years, I would lose my mom at 30. Or my oldest brother would be in his 40s. He had almost all, if not half, like he had so much time in the world with her. I guess I kind of do resent my older brother for having a young mom and having a mom that could play with him and that could run and that can go on roller coasters and that didn't want to like die all the time. I resent that, and I resent that he had that and he doesn't see how much I would kill for that.
Also, he is probably like one of the reasons why mom is like that, because of all of the energy, like, because it's an exchange of energy. I'm not saying that he caused her to be disabled, but I'm saying that like she put in so much energy into the first child, and then the second child was just easy. I guess I was easy, right? Like I didn't stir up trouble. any trouble I stirred up, I always just kept to myself.
Right.
There's shit that I've done that have happened to me. I just let it blow over. While look, I've been punched. I have been hit in car accidents. I have been stolen from. I got punched at a Neil Diamond concert by a guy
named Scrunchy.
Things like that. That I just, because I see the results of my older brother constantly telling my mom every fucking single goddamn terrible thing that's ever happened to him ever.
And how sometimes they're her fault. And it's always her fault.
And look at, it just hurts her. It just fucking breaks her down. And it stops her from, wanting to do anything. And it's so I learned that being quiet was the best form of action.
Right.
I learned that telling my father anything, oh, what the fuck? Telling my mom something, it's the biggest thing ever. And so,
just gonna be quiet.
Are you so quiet? Why don't you ever talk to me?
I'm protecting you by not talking.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing of I often felt like a peacekeeper amongst my family because I would have to hold the weight of everything. I could want to die inside at 15 years old. I was so miserable, so miserable. But I couldn't say about how I felt. I couldn't talk about anything that was bothering me. I couldn't talk about anything. And it wasn't for my benefit.
Right.
Of course it wasn't for my benefit. It was so that my mom and dad could go, we have such an easy daughter. We have she never complains. She never cries. And the truth is,
see the repercussions of things. Sorry, what were you saying?
Well, it was just I was the easy kid, and there was also what would happen is if I did cry, I was a crybaby. You're so sensitive. Oh my God, blah blah blah. Get over it. It's not that big a deal. And it was negated. My feelings were negotiated as if there was no reason for them to. Why are you even crying? And so I just learned to not do it in front of my parents. I just
Stop
learned
crying. We'll get you a doll.
Right. If I just never let you guys know whenever it is that I want to die or whenever it is that I hate my life or hate that you guys made me real or someone was really mean to me and bullied me at school today. Someone did something really, really bad to me. I'm just not going to ever say it. I'll just never ever say it. So I'm the easy kid. I'm the good kid. I never cry. I don't burden you guys and then start a fight and my parents are going to get divorced. It's because I opened my mouth.
Exactly. And so, look, I want to preface for future listeners and possible even family or friends who listen to this podcast, no malice, no hate, just experience, just perspective. I want you to understand
nobody knows our parents better than us and the relationship we have to them.
And so for somebody to listen in and hear this, it sounds like all doom and gloom. It wasn't. There were
good moments.
There's great moments. It's a family. You probably have them yourselves. We love our family.
This is just our experiences with our parents. Very, very broken, traumatized parents.
Exactly. And so I just want to explain that real quick before I go in just a little bit further, because
it wasn't always like this.
Yes, it just wasn't always like this.
But it wasn't
our family.
It also wasn't always good either.
Exactly.
It was a very mixed bag.
And so to go off of what you were just saying though, the repercussions of what we said or felt or did, you just from the not just the family house unit, but the extended family.
Right.
Oh, so and so did this. Okay, let me call grandma. Okay, grandma's gonna call fucking cousin whoever the fuck, cousin whoever the fuck is gonna call their dad, my uncle, and then so and so is gonna call and they're. Did you know that such and such did
this and this
and this? Oh my god.
Right.
Oh, and then it becomes like a fucking whisper circle.
Right, and it trickles, and then you go to your next family shindig, and it's everybody staring at you, and it's
right, or nobody. Yeah, so then or shit happens, and people start fighting with you verbally, just fighting each other, not because of something you did, but let's just say something in the family happened, and then it became a big old thing because a kid said something to a parent.
Right.
And like the kid doesn't understand, whoever my little cousin or me or you or a little child saw something, said something to an adult, because that's what we're taught to tell an adult. You tell an adult, which is your family member or a trusted individual.
And they don't take it.
And so
serious.
then I learned I'm never going to tell my aunts or uncles shit.
Right.
I'm never going to tell my grandpa or grandmother shit, at least in terms of like serious stuff or like things that could be misconstrued. I can't even criticize my own cousins because such and such is going to go and do whatever. I'm not, you know what? I'm not even going to fucking tell anybody. It's my burden to bear. Ultimately, fuck it. Or not my burden, but it's it's the individual's burden to bear. Because speaking up in this life, I guess, for us, speaking up meant attack. It meant like damage.
Right.
It meant that you might lose your family.
Why are you trying to break up the family because you decided you had feelings today?
Yeah. Well, I've had fucking 40 years of feelings.
Right.
I've had 50 years. Well, no shit. You're older than me. You're supposed to teach me how to control
how to
them.
manage these feelings that I have.
Or like how to but no. You didn't do that. You never learned about that. And so it's just we real deal just have like this
Great.
well, no, not even like it's interesting because we jokingly call ourselves twins. But it's just like real how it is. Like you are just so much opposite than I. Same thing with our parents. Our parents are literally just one no feelings at all.
Polar opposite people.
One no feelings at all.
Feels everything very deeply.
And then other one feels everything very, very deeply. Existing in the room is emotional.
Right.
Is everything okay? You've been very quiet. I've just been on my phone. Are you mad at me? No. Well, you sound mad, but I don't know how else I can intellectually describe this to you.
I feel nothing.
I feel nothing. This has nothing to do with you.
It's also not a bad thing.
It's also not a bad thing.
I feel nothing.
And everything is okay.
Me and you, because of all of these things we've been through, I think we have very much learned nothing as an emotion. Completely blank. Head completely empty. Voice complete, nothing to say, no words. Tone has no infinite because I don't have the will to try to sound excited or happy or peppy. It is just a host, a robotic voice. But because we learned that, what's wrong? Nothing. I'm trying to negate any kind of interaction, not because I'm mad, not because I'm upset. This is just how I was taught to be safe.
Yeah.
Is to say nothing. Nothing. To do nothing. Nothing at all.
Exist.
Just exist. I'm literally existing.
But exist correctly.
Exist the way I want you to.
And so, yeah, that just goes into our whole childhood and the things that we grew up with and how we stabilized more or less. But I wanted to spend this episode to help our viewers understand a little bit more about our life and what we experience and how they themselves can interpersonalize their own emotions. And so, yeah, let us know. This was, what is this title of this episode? Interpersonalization. You're not special?
Child. Yeah, I guess you're not
Not special.
You're not special.
And that's okay. You're not special, and that's okay.
Please just be average.
There is nothing wrong.
With being regular.
There's,
Be regular.
you know, before we end, this might spark another tangent, but think about the kind of cartoons that you grew up with. Timmy was an average kid who no one understood, and then all of a sudden he's special.
Right.
Danny Phantom was just a normal kid.
Billy and Mandy were regular kids.
Billy and Mandy,
Billy
regular
was
kids.
especially stupid. Billy was actually less than average.
And then boom, now you're special because
You have the Grim Reaper.
You have the Grim. So I think that also feeds into this mentality in my brain.
We want to be the best. We want to be the special. We want to be the elements of friendship. We want to be.
I'm gonna find the elements of friendship. I'm gonna find the time travel machine.
Parker.
I'm gonna get bitten by the spider. Me. who's gonna get the powers. And
But that's why
I'm
I
sitting
roll
there
my
waiting.
eyes whenever my grandma says something along the lines of, well, we're gonna win the lot when I win the lottery, the lottery. I'm sick of hearing about the lottery because would it be awesome? Of course. It's not gonna happen. And that's not me changing the course of the universe but it's like,
Speaking it, you put it out in the world.
it's just, I am not that special. I am not that special. And that's okay. That is completely okay. I am content in knowing I will likely not see $10 billion cash in front of me. And that's okay. Most people won't. I am normal. I'm a regular, average individual.
I have to, I think, spend some time to reevaluate my subconscious and tell myself that I'm not special. I have to tell myself that maybe I'm not going to be the 1 in 1 million. Maybe if there was ever a semblance of success, I would have achieved it by now. I would be 29 and I'd be a big old streamer or a big old content creator or whatever the fuck. I would be whoever it is that I desired to be when I was younger.
Right.
Now. But I'm not. I don't have my accolades. I have degrees, but
most people have degrees also. Most people also don't have degrees.
I have my license. Okay. I have partnership with Twitch. I have partnership with YouTube. I have partnership with fucking Facebook. I have achieved the benchmark for quote unquote success to start something. But that's what I'm saying earlier. I like to have all of my doors open.
Right.
I don't like to go through any of them because by going through one, I close all the other ones, and I have to learn. I just have to step through one. I literally just have to step through one. But
I think to take it this way, people are special to other people, but concepts, things, achievements, accolades themselves are not special. I don't think you're special for having a baby. Millions of billions of people do that. But if I love you, of course that baby is special to me, the individual. I don't think you're special if you graduate college.
Or ride a motorcycle.
I know so many millions of people graduate college. I graduated college. You've already graduated college. My mom's graduated college. College to me is just an extension, right? But the graduation party I'm going to for one of my bestest friends in the whole world, to me, is special because he, to me, is special. His degree is not particularly special, and the college is cool, but
right.
He is special to me. So therefore, whatever it is he's doing is nice and special and important to me.
Going to the moon is even special.
Multiple people have gone to the moon. Well, that's a rare achievement. That's a rare achievement to get a plat trophy.
It's not really that special.
It's
Mount Everest is just full of shit.
And dead bodies.
And
it's also really not environmentally friendly, and you should never do that.
But now it's just a thing that people do. And so I think a lot of people, maybe this is just a Western idea. Maybe I am bound to just an American mindset because, well, I'm fucking American. That we are constantly just chasing the validation. I don't know if this is a worldwide mindset. I don't interact a lot with the other side of the world all that much, and the kinds of philosophies that they deal with, because the 1900s Chinese philosophy is definitely going to apply today.
Right.
That I learned in class. But I think that maybe we're just all chasing to be special. I think that everybody's chasing.
You want to be the one, but you have to be the one in your own life. You have to be the one in your own life. You have to be your own love story, La La Land, Notebook. You have to be your own that. You have to be your own Interstellar, I've gone to the moon. You have to be special to yourself and the people that you love. And you should be respectful and congratulate other people when they've done those achievements if they're not special to you. You should be respectful of them. I will be respectful to the idea that you've had a baby, or you've gone to college, or you work a really good job and you get paid really well. I'll respect those things, but it doesn't make you, that baby, that degree, that money, it doesn't make any of those things special. But you need to form your own life.
While all of our viewers are special to us, we don't know you. So
You need to make your own life.
you have to
The
make your own.
movie.
Yeah. And that's something I vibe with. You know, I think I'm on TV. I think I'm on
The Truman Show.
I think I'm on the Truman Show. I think I'm in the simulation. Whatever. But it's a comfort that allows me to move in this world that makes me feel like, you know, I'm special. I am. But I'm special to me.
And you guys are special to us. And this is
It's
ours.
That was a great episode. I'll see you guys.
Probably on the car ride back.
See you on the car ride back. Thank you so much for watching this episode. You can find more episodes here on Spotify. We also go live on Substack and YouTube. What else can we plug? This video is not sponsored, but we're looking for something.
And shout out to Sam. Congratulations, Jorge.
All right.